I was hanging out with my sister during the day while my brother-in-law had my niece. He had gone to pick up two of his friends, also their neighbors, so my sister and I were just hanging out, waiting for him to come back. After about an hour, they all came back with pizza. I had not met their friends before, so this was the first impression. My BIL was ranting about an issue, which is another story, that involved my dad. So I was on the phone outside with my dad while the neighbors, both guys, green 20 and blue 26, were helping take the pizza and my niece inside. While I'm on the phone, Green had gone back to his apartment and was leaning over the balcony, staring at me with a smile on his face. I ended the call and everyone came back outside since they were done eating. We all hung out for about 20 minutes before it got dark and I went home. When I got home, I checked my phone and my sister texted me. S. Hey, so that guy would not quit talking about you after you left. Me. Weird? S. He wants your number. Me. Sure, I guess. I figured it was harmless, and it's not the first time I'd gotten their friends' numbers and never contacted, apart from just having the contact info, so I thought it would be fine. Oops. G. Hey, it's Green. Me. Yep, I figured. G. Yeah, so what's up? Me. Nothing. G. You know, you're really cute, LOL. Me. Yep. G. Wanna go out sometime? Me. Nope. I ignored my phone for the rest of the night and went to sleep. He would try texting me about once a day, saying hey and calling me cute. One night I got really bored and he had not texted me that day yet, so I figured why not, and messaged him asking if he wanted to hang out for a few hours. He agreed, and I had him pick me up outside of Michael's away from my house and work. I do not remember a lot from hanging out other than he told me a lot of personal stuff I really did not need to know, and we went down a nature trail. Which was a bad mistake because I am allergic to essentially nature and had not taken any pills. But I went along with it since he begged and whined like a kid about wanting to see the fireflies. So, after that disaster, he honestly was not that horrible, so I agreed to hang out with him again. This time, we just drove around in his truck, and we went to a tattoo shop, which I was awkwardly introduced to one of his brothers. And then we went on a shooting range, where I lost hearing for a good hour. Then the mall, and he bought me an adorable seal plush. Then we drove around some more, where we went into a really bad neighborhood, and he slowed down in front of a house. G, pointing at the house. I put in an offer for that house. I should head back by the end of the week if it's mine. Me, not caring. Oh, cool. G, yeah, then we start our life together in our new home. Me. Excuse me? G. What? I'm buying the house for you. Aren't you excited? Me. I don't want a house. G. That's okay. It could be in my name fully then. Me. I'm not living with you. G. But I'm buying you a house. Me. I don't want a house. G. That's okay. You'll come around to the idea. He then drove me to a store near my house, and I had my mom come get me. FYI, Green did have a neck beard, was chubby, and smelled like rotten hamburgers. So, after my mom came and got me, I texted him, and I was bored. I did not want to let him know that he creeped me out, and that I did not want to see him again, and that I was going to ignore his existence. He did some begging to whining, which I ignored and went to sleep. I had the opening shift at work the next day, starting at 9 a.m. I had already dropped my phone in the parking lot coming in, and the screen had spiderwebbed. First time I had ever broken a phone screen, so I could tell this was already going to be a shitty day. I'm doing morning stock, and I keep hearing my phone vibrate under the register, so I went to check it. I had 2 missed calls and 2 texts, one of each from my sister, and the other is from an unknown number. I opened the text. Are you dead? Oh, what? I asked my manager for a break, went out to my car, and called my sister. S. So, did you, kill yourself? Me. Yes, that's why you're talking to me right now. What's wrong? S. Blue messaged me this morning saying sorry about your sister. I asked what he meant, and he told me that you killed yourself because Green would not date you. We were both silent for a while. Me. Yep, totally dead. I was so heartbroken, shattered that the creep who bought me a house after knowing me a day in the sketchiest part of town would not date me. Oh, boo-hoo me. S. So you're good? Me. Yep, call you back. So I hung up that call and checked the other text from the unknown. Are you okay? Oh, lovely. I called the number and, oh yay, it's his mother. She informed me that apparently my sister had called Green and told him that I had killed myself and blah blah blah. How Blue had heroically ran to him and held him through the night to prevent him from killing himself, and rant at me for being so manipulative to her baby by making him think I was dead. Once she stopped ranting at me, I told her everything. She then apologized and said she was going to handle it. Side note. My sister did not call him. He doesn't have her number, or BIL's number, and they do not have his. Green got locked up in the local mental ward for a week where they apparently diagnosed him with a few things, specifically paranoid schizophrenia. So this happened a year ago in Octoberish time, and I've only just thought to post about it. I was deeply affected at the time, and I did not know what to do. Around this time, I had hit a dark stage of being depressed and was cutting a fair bit. Luckily, I got help through shortly after these events unfolded. It started out in geography class where I sat next to a guy who we'll name Jake for the sake of being anonymous. Jake was a ginger-haired, bowl-cut kid who wore glasses and had a little bit of an acne problem. It started out as me and Jake talking with him, being nice to me and friendly despite having little to nothing in common. We sat in the corner of the room so no one noticed us usually, and only times we got called on where the whole class had to give an answer, and we had to give an answer individually. One day we got laptops in our class. I was in a pretty down mood, and most people told me to look up how I felt to try to stop myself and learn more about why I felt this way. So I was trying to see if there was a reason why I was so down. Jake then starts typing stuff into Google to communicate with me, since it's a near-silent class. He starts to type in all kinds of sex toy things and shows me them. I have no idea why, and he plays it off as though he's an innocent little boy who heard someone talking about it and wanted to see what it was. Though it was clear to me that he kind of wanted them for his own dark purposes by the look in his eyes, and later I think I found out why he was trying to show me all that. I think it was maybe to impress me. Because when we left the class, he started talking about how he liked me and how I was perfect for him. I assumed the sex toys were something he thought might interest me, or something. When I told him that I liked someone else, my crush at the time, who I learned was a user and a bit of an a-hole, whom I was kind of a nice girl to, but learned not to be after learning he just wanted free stuff. He growled a bit and bared his teeth. What the fuck? Oh, and did I mention he stank of BO? It smelled like he had not showered in days. And on top of that, he had the greasiest hair ever. If you're going to confess to someone on that day, then at least take a shower beforehand and look presentable. So then the next day, it was all regular again till the end of a different class. He asked again if I liked him. Once more, I responded with no. This continued for ages. I remember it hitting my birthday, the 27th of October, at a party, and I was basically crying over it in a public place, which I never do because my anxiety always freaks me out and tells me to cry in the bathrooms. I was cutting almost daily, crying to myself to sleep with basically no comfort. I told my mom, who brushed it off, not fully understanding the craziness of the situation. She just told me to not care. To be fair, she did not know how down I was about it, but every day this guy would drag me to a private place and try to kiss me, and when I refused, he just wrapped his arms around me and pulled me into a very tight hug. This always happened at break and lunchtime, so I barely got time for myself, and basically always had no lunch because he would muck about with dragging me around the school, trying to find a place with no teachers or students so he could kiss me. I don't know why he was so attracted to me either. Maybe it's because I had ginger hair as well? I don't know, but he would constantly harass me despite telling him not to do these things. One lesson, we were in a separate building for a lesson. It was lunch next period, and once we left the classroom, he waited till no one else was around and practically pinned me against the wall. I asked what he was doing and tried to pull away and said he just wanted a hug and a kiss. This was when someone was coming up the stairs, so he stopped and pretended to tie his shoe, all innocent. I should have screamed at that teacher and asked for help, but I was so shocked and stuck in place I was frozen in fear. Then the teacher walked past and told us to hurry up to the main school for lunch. The teacher walked into a hallway connecting 3 rooms. He went in the one we last had lesson in. Jake started to walk near the stairs, so I was relieved a bit that maybe he finally let me go, but then dragged me into that hallway and darted into another room, seeing as no teacher was in there. He forced me to sit down in a chair, which I did because there was nowhere else to go. I was practically in a corner. Jake told me not to freak out. I immediately freaked out, seeing as his hands were by his trousers. I was sitting down, and it looked like he was going to whip his schlong out. I immediately got up and ran. I told all my friends and was horrified for the rest of lunch. My crush told me if worse comes to worse, I could kiss him and pretend we were dating. Lead me on because he had no interest in me, really. I told my mom this shortly after it happened, how I thought he was going to ask for a BJ or something, and how it had went on for way too long, with him getting more and more aggressive each time I said no. Later on, she told the school, and we somehow learned why he could not take no as an answer. He had ADHD and apparently struggled with taking no for an answer, though they agreed that was still not acceptable. They had firm talking to him, and he had basically never bothered me again. He always tries to be a good student, though it does still scare me knowing what he was capable of, and how that all made me feel. Though I'm doing much better now, and I'd like to think he is. Despite all this, he never changed classes, though it was the end of the term anyways, and we eventually changed timetables. I never sat next to him again in seating plans because the teachers were aware of it. Hopefully he's got a bit better now, though I kind of doubt it.